What's up, you guys? I don't like the way the screen is. Let me see something. Not that. That just turns around to me. Oh well. What we got here is a Rampage that I did for a customer. Rampage. Why is it saying 67 minutes on my live stream? That's crazy. Maybe that's all the live streaming I've done altogether. Check out this carbon fiber. Look at the outdrives. Squared off. They're actually channeled underneath. Now look at the carbon we're using. Really heavy, really thick. Really heavy weave. These boats are heavy. They're much different than anything else out there. They're really thick. Sounds like I'm knocking on the door. Now this boat came with a Quazar. Came with Quazar. The Rampages, they come with Quazar. In our higher end, our top tier boats come with Quazar. Big beautiful outlets. Let's see if I can open the hood without dropping the radio. I did open the hood without dropping the radio. I opened the hood without dropping the radio. And look inside. We've got our big Oxidean by Castle XL2 ESCs. OPS OL1 low profile digital servo. Look how neat we route all the water lines. I set up his voltage sensor, zip tied it off for tension right there so it doesn't get tugged out of place. Yeah. We have all carbon fiber trays, carbon fiber sliding battery trays. This boat's bulletproof. I went inside and I added more epoxy glue to its motor mounts so that they'll be stiff because I don't want those breaking. And yeah, our ESCs are actually on a metal mount, as you can see down there. And they're bolted into the metal mount, then epoxied. And we have a system. Not to say it's bulletproof, but if it comes off in a crash, you just epoxy it on with a little bit stronger of a formula and you're there. These holes are laid up super, super strong. They are carbon fiber, then carbon kev, then carbon fiber again on the outside. Bulletproof layup. Now, gigantic 8mm plugs on the motor. Gigantic cables. These are like 8 gauge wires. No, 7 gauge. We use big beefcake 7 gauge on there, which is huge. That's big cables. That's putting power to it. Big heavy hatch, thick. Thick hatch. Thick. That's actually how thick it is. My hand's in proximity. That's how thick the hole is. I put spray expanding foam in it for him so he won't be losing it. I put spray expanding foam inside the boat. I filled the boat up all the way. The hull is filled all the way from the nose all the way up to here. All the way up to here, full with expanding foam. Thick. It's already a thick hull. When you add expanding foam, it turns into a whole nother composite. It turns into like a surfboard. But this thing's stronger than any surfboard you can imagine. The carbon's way thicker and stronger on there. Then I put 2 foam rails right here for the center pod, and I sprayed foam all the way up to here. So all the way up to here is solid foam. Then these are empty because I need space for the batteries. But I filled this. So just imagine how solid that deck is. Homeboy's not going to have any problems. As you see, my personal Rampage, I crashed into over 114 miles an hour over and over, and absolutely nothing happens. I'm talking about it ain't tripping at all. And speaking of that, what I did for this customer is, that's right, I removed the friggin' hatch locks. Removed the hatch locks. I got them off there because I never wanted the hatch locks on there to begin with. I don't like hatch locks at all. When it crashes, that hatch is coming off. Okay, it's coming off, period. And when you have hatch locks, that just makes it so some of the hull is coming with it. No. The system we have with this is boat crashes, throws the hatch off, throws the hatch away from it, boat floats, hatch floats, lives to fight another day. That's where we're at. And I used black silicone RTV as fillers. I use silicone because you can pop the silicone back out. Say he wants to put the hatch locks back in, and I saved the hatch locks for him. I didn't just make the choice for him. I saved his hatch locks. I carefully, with heat, removed them because I've done a lot of carbon fiber and epoxy work. And his boat, yes, it did come with the Quazar. Talking GPS radio. The Quazar's out here. So, it's funny, while I got you guys, the story on the Quazar. I'm not going to say any names, but another USA RC boat dealer, he likes to make up stories about me and likes to say funny things. The company that makes these radios, I worked with them to develop the Quazar. And people that follow me saw, over the course of a little over a year, I developed the Quazar. What's unique about the Quazar is it's designed for carbon fiber RC boats. Carbon fiber RC boats, the GPS signal can't penetrate it. That's why it has this module here and the grommet and the whole system to be on a carbon fiber boat. Now, if I didn't design this, who the fuck else did? You know what I mean? Who else has carbon fiber boats? And if somebody else designed it, why isn't it on their boats? Why isn't it coming with their boats? Now, if you listen to the voice, it's an American voice, which my publicist painstakingly had done with the same people that made the Oxidean Marine song. So we had the voice produced in a studio. And the radio company, they came to me and they're like, Bill, in your wildest dreams, what would you want a radio to do? And that was just one of my funnest moments. And I thought about it. I'm like, I wish, since I was a kid, I wish I had a radio that had a GPS on it that told me the speed on the radio, where I could just look down. Not only told me the speed, but had a voice that talks and tells you the speed. So I thought of all those things, and that's how part of how this thing was born. And if you followed over the course of a year, it was not easy getting the telemetry to read back across the water. And I did a lot of research into some technology, and it's actually some that the military was using, and it's actually sending 3 signals at once, because the wave reflects the signal bounces off the water at a certain level. It's about 3 feet above the water. So we're shooting 3 signals so it catches one no matter what. And I was so disappointed when we first got the radio going because it didn't work. The telemetry didn't work. It wouldn't send the signal back. And I just kept working, and they just kept sending back prototypes. I kept trying them. And it wasn't until I researched and found what signal would go across water like that this thing was perfected. I told them what to do. They sent me back the prototype, and it worked, and it was the happiest moment ever. But anyway, that is how the Quazar came about. Again, back to this boat. This boat is laid up so strong. This is literally one of my favorite RC boats ever built. This thing is so fun and so reliable. I could just go 100 plus miles an hour over and over and over again and never worry about a cotton picking thing. This thing is just great. Now, while I've got you, wonderful people, look what's on the bench here. See what this is? Twigger twin rigger. Here's Twigger, y'all. Twin rigger. Carbon fiber. Now this thing ain't just a zip kit cut up in the carbon fiber. This thing was very well thought out and meticulously designed and set up. The construction is just unreal. Totally awesome. They come with our Sea King 180 and a 407 Ford motor. There's sleek water jacket, jackets. And it's that times 2. Of course, if I keep one of these Twiggers, I'm going to put the Oxidean motor in our 200 amp ESCs inside, gracefully. And there's more to setting up to build one of these Twiggers than just taking 2 tubs and sticking them together. I built a wooden one out of 2 tubs of these, and there's different things that have to go on because 2 ESCs are shared, and you have to have a juncture, like some type of passageway that goes from tub to tub, because you got to share the electronics. In fact, where is the passageway on this one? I haven't thought that process out fully yet, but it's in here. Oh, it's back here. We've got both ESCs. And one's running through a tunnel. That's exactly how I did my wooden one. It's got a tunnel. This is the tunnel that goes from tub to tub. The portal. And she's twin sponsored off. You know, I really appreciate you guys hanging out with me on a Sunday afternoon like this. Now, another cool thing is the rigger hardware, we're selling it now. It's got that angled standoff rudder. And this hardware could work for a mono or a sport hydro too. In fact, I plan on building a Dominator with this hardware on it for the fun of it. And this hardware, like I said, could go well in a sport hydro. Not to say I'm planning on making a sport hydro. Shh, don't tell anybody that. Don't tell the goofballs that we are planning on making a sport hydro. We have lots of wonderful things planned for you. And the beautiful thing about us having things planned for you is we live them all out. If you haven't noticed, everything I say I'm going to do, I do it. That is the problem with a lot of people. Some friends of mine, they come by and they've got all the ideas in the world. Man, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. But unfortunately, they don't have the diligence to see them through. That's what's different about me. I see everything through. But enough about me. Let's get back to this, give you guys another glance of this Rampage before I let you guys on out of here. Thanks for watching. And remember, smash that subscribe button.